it's Hannah here! And I'm back with part 3 of the rarest LPS ever. And today we are going to go through the country exclusives as well as the variants. So exciting! And I'm going to begin with the variants, but before I start showing you the pets, I just want to tell you a little backstory on what the variants are. So, a variant is, well, pretty much what it says. It's a variant of another LPS. And most of the time, the variants have the same number as an LPS that's been released previously, but they have a slightly different look to them, and that's why they're called a variant. Sometimes the difference between the original pet and the variant can be pretty minor, but sometimes it can also be pretty major, and that's what you will see in this video today. Alright, so now let's show you the pets, right? Alright, so the first variant that I wanted to show you was this one, this Collie. And I'm starting with this one because I think this is one of the most known variants out there, and he is a variant of this guy, which I'm pretty sure every single one of you have seen before. So yeah, this guy is a newer version of this one pretty much, although both of them are pretty old. And the main difference, as you can see, is that this one has all 4 paws down and this one does not. Although my version of this variant is a lot darker in color, which I don't know why that is, but I know that not all of them look like this. Either way, this one was the original one, it was released first, but then I guess Hasbro decided to re-release it, but instead of releasing the exact same one, they decided to change it up a little bit, and here comes this one. So yeah, that's the first one. So the next variant is this guy, and he's also a pretty famous one, I believe. Most people know of this one. And his original counterpart is this guy, and the only difference really is the symbol in the eye. You see, this one has dots, this one has stars, although this one was released first and then came this one. Other than that, they both look the same. I do think this one is slightly darker in color. You can't really tell though. It's supposed to be the same, although I think there's just a very slight difference. But other than that, the eyes are the only difference. And also I see now that this one also has the LPS logo and this one does not, because this was an earlier release before Hasbro started with this logo here. The next one is this Cocker Spaniel, and this was actually one of my very first Cocker Spaniels to my collection. I don't have her original counterpart, but I'll just show you a picture here of the one that she is a variant of. As you can see, the mold is completely different, although the coloring and everything is the same. So yeah, that's what they do to the variants sometimes. And then I have some variants here that both were released in the same package. And no, they are not variants of each other, because that would be kind of weird. But I'm going to start with the spider here. Now, once again, I don't own this one's original counterpart, so I am just going to show you a picture here. They're pretty similar. There are some differences, I think. But this one is definitely the most rare one, so... And the next one is the horse, and this one's original counterpart I actually do have, and it is this horse. As you can see, there's quite some differences. Like, this one has some kind of pearly shininess mane, and this one has more of a brown glittery kind of look to it. Also, this one is a little bit lighter in color, but other than that, they're pretty much the same. And then we have this one, and this one is a little bit beaten up in his condition, as you can see. That's how he came when I got him. Either way, I do own this one's original counterpart, and it's this guy. Once again, the same exact design, only difference is the mold. And actually, I don't know which one I like better. It really depends on which mold you like, I guess. And then we have another one of these, although this time he's, well, not dressed up, but he's a Dalmatian, but it's the same mold as the previous one. And this one is actually the same as this one, so yeah, looks like Hasbro like to kind of mix these molds and make variants of them, since there are a few. And those were all of the variants, or, well, all the ones that I own there is. I know that there are more out there. And now it is time for the country exclusives. And now these are super cool, and some of them are actually super duper rare. So yeah, that's very exciting. Okay, so some info about the country exclusives. So a country exclusive is a pet that is exclusive to only one country, which means that you could only get them in this one country. Now that makes them pretty rare, don't you think? And these came in all different kinds of shapes and forms to different kinds of countries all around the world. But some of them I think it will be easier to explain while I show you them. So yeah, let's just start showing, shall we? So the first ones are these. Now these are really, really special because these are also bonus pets, but they were Australian exclusive bonus pets, which meant of course that you could only get them in Australia. But the thing with these were that the original set that they came with you could get all around the world, but the thing was that you could only get these ones in Australia. And these are actually considered some of the rarest LPS ever. But something that you also have to understand is that these guys might not be considered rare in Australia, since over there were probably a lot of them, but of course in other parts of the world you could not find them at all. But thanks to sites like eBay and such, you have been able to get them overseas, like I have obviously. I mean, I live in Sweden, that's pretty far away from Australia. But something that you have to remember with these ones in particular is that they look a lot like other pets. So once again, like I mentioned earlier in the series, you really have to pay attention to the details, because they can be kinda small, or in this case a little bit more major, but still pretty similar. This ferret here could actually look a lot like two other ferrets. First there's this one, and then we also have this one here. You see, all of them have a lot in common, but what makes this one special is the eyes. You can see this one has this kind of scalloped pattern in the eyes, as well as a flower. So that's the main trick to be able to see the difference of these ones. And then comes the most popular of the five, of course, the Cocker Spaniel. And like the other one I just showed you, she also looks a lot like another pet. Once again, it's the eyes that can tell them apart. But this one is also a little bit more lighter in color, but that's kind of hard to tell. So the eyes is really the key feature to be able to tell them apart. And then we have this pretty pig. This is actually one of my favorite pigs because it's so unique, with a white pig with just some pink kind of spots a little bit here and there, but it's so cute, right? And lastly, we have this adorable little bird. I love the little flowers it has there. All of them has all these flowers on them. I think that was kind of a theme with this set. Alright, so next up with the country exclusives is actually another Australian exclusive, this lion, and he's actually my very favorite lion out of all of them. I love the hearts in his eyes, makes me think that he was released during Valentine's Day or for Valentine's Day, but I'm not sure. I actually don't know why, like the reason behind this, but he's super cute, right? Now, I do think that there are more Australian exclusives, but I don't own them. That's something to remember. And now we get into the French exclusives, and these two actually came in the same package, but of course the Dachshund is the most popular one out of the two. And then we have these guys, who also came in the same package and were released at the same time as the previous pair. This little monkey, which is actually very similar to another one that I will show you. You can kind of see a pattern with these really rare pets, that a lot of them look like another pet, and that's why they're also kind of hard to collect, because you, once again, I can't stress this enough, you really gotta pay attention to the details in order to get the right one. And then we have a third pair here, which was also released at the same time. So cute, right? So here are all the French exclusive pets. Now, something that you really gotta understand with these ones is that they are super rare, of course, because they were a French exclusive, but none of them are rarer than the other. I know that a lot of people love this dachshund and she's considered super rare and everything, but because all of these ones were released at the same time and in the same way and everything, there are, I guess, the same quantities of each one, and that's why they're all equally rare. But of course, because this one is the most popular one, she's become extra rare because she's so wanted and everything. And I touch more on this subject in my rant video about a difference between a popular and a rare LPS. If you want to check that out, you can click in the little corner. Here, there's an eye icon. Now, there are one more country exclusive type of pets that I want to talk about, although they're not exclusive in the same way as the previous ones I've shown you, I guess, but I'll show you and I'll tell you more. Now, here are two examples of pets that they're not known as country exclusives, but I like to think of them in that way anyway, and that is because these ones are Target exclusive, so they were exclusive only at Target. Of course, this means that you can only find them at Target in order to get them. There are also a lot of Walmart exclusives, and there's actually a lot of stores in the US that Hasbro made exclusive pets for. Now, yes, there's a difference. They're, I guess, store exclusives, but because, as far as I know, Target and Walmart you can only find in the US, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only find them in this store in this one country, so that way they kind of become country exclusives or US exclusives, I guess. Even though they're not labeled that way by Hasbro, that's kind of the case though, right? And I'm only showing you two here because there's so many. There's so many Walmart and Target, and I think also there's Costco exclusives and Kohl's. I don't know, there's so many stores that has exclusive pets. And to show you all of them, that could be a video on its own, but also because these stores are found in a lot of places in the US. I mean, the US, it's a big country, which kind of makes it that these pets, they're not as rare as the Australian exclusives or the French exclusives, because there's still a whole bunch of them made. So I'm not going to show all of the other ones, but that's something that I just wanted to let you know that that's the case. And once again, like the Australian exclusives and the French exclusives, these pets are not really rare if you come from this country, because there were a lot of them made, but now because of eBay and the internet and everything, you can get them anyway, but from the beginning this was not the case. And I also want to mention that some of the packages that were told to be Target or Walmart exclusives, for example, I personally actually found in supermarkets here in Sweden, so I don't really know how to look at it. Maybe some of them were sold overseas, so I guess they don't become US exclusives that way, but I don't know how that works, but that's something I just want to let you know. I don't know how Hasbro were thinking, or you know, how everything is supposed to be from them. I really don't know, but I guess that's something to kind of consider. Maybe that's why a lot of these Target or Walmart exclusives are not always rare in other countries. But once again, because there's a lot of them, I can't really tell for each, because I really don't know. That's just it, I don't know. But that's really it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you also learned something new. That's really my only goal with these videos, because I want them to be informative and that you can learn something from them. And in the next and last part, actually, part 4, I will be discussing the prototypes as well as the mystery pets. And these really are some of the rarest LPS ever. Yes, it's finally time for those, and we are gonna get down to the real deal. But until then, I have made a very special playlist including all my videos touching on the subject of my own LPS collection, rare LPS or not, and you can find it here by clicking this little box. And if you missed the previous part or the previous ones, I have a playlist for that as well, and that one you can find right here. And that's it for now. I'll just see you soon.